Okay, welcome everyone. You reached Grandma Mo, and we are covering Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. We had the Aces hosting the Phoenix Mercury. They have the higher seed. They were the number 2 seed. Phoenix was the number 4 seed. So that gives them home court advantage for the finals. So we'll see if that comes into play here. I'm wondering about that. I have I'm leaning towards the Mercury winning the series here, but there were some things that I saw in this game that have me a little worried about that. You have the Aces team that won, they won back-to-back championships 2 years ago. So they're a slightly different team, but they still have Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, and Chelsea Gray in their starting lineup. They had Kia Stokes was part of that. She's still there, but she isn't playing that much lately. They've put Nalissa Smith in. So, there were Phoenix started out pretty well. They were they would get leads. There was quite a few times where they went out to a lead, and then they would go away from what was working, and the Aces would catch up. There was even a sequence where the announcers, Rebecca Lobo and Ryan Rucco, said, look at this ball movement. This is wonderful basketball. Phoenix is like every single person on the court touched the ball. Work the ball, work the ball, work the ball, get a good shot. And that's what would get them their leads. And then you'd see them come down and they'd either force something or there was probably, I want to say, 5 separate times where Alyssa Thomas tried to drive the lane and it got stolen from her. And there was the one that there was, controversial whether she had traveled or not, because she kind of gotten tripped a little bit and then fell. And they were questioning whether that was a travel or not because she jumped. I don't know if that would make a difference whether she jumped or not, because you have to come down from a jump. You get 2 steps, which would be 1, 2, and then you land. And she didn't move, if I remember correctly, when she landed. And then she got the ball out. It's not like she rolled over or did other things, but that was pretty controversial. Whether and they didn't call a travel there, and I can't actually remember what happened on that play, but anyway, it was just one of those things where it was like, if they could have just kept doing what they were doing, they probably would have built a pretty significant lead. But the Aces, they know how to do this. They got a great game from Dana Evans, and I'm always so thrilled because I'm 5'6", and Dana Evans is 5'6", and you still got some of us short people. I mean, 40 years ago, I was one of the shortest people on the court. 5'6" was about the minimum that you could, and play, like in my case, Division I college basketball. There was quite a few point guards that were 5'6", 5'7". But that was about as short as it got. If you were under 5'6", the chances were no go. But just nice to see someone out there, playing in today's game, still, being able to play at 5'6". So, fantastic game for Dana Evans. She was the difference in this game. Asia played okay. Jackie Young was a little low on points for her. But her and Jewel Lloyd, they were the ones keeping the Aces in the game for a good portion of it. So, if you're playing against the Aces, you want to cut off, you want to limit Jackie Young and Asia Wilson. If you can keep them under 20 points, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win. But you know what? They kind of did that. But in this particular case, Dana Evans and Jewel Lloyd, they went off. And, great game for them. But there was just too many occasions where I saw the Mercury kind of blow it. And then Satu Sabali, oh, geez, find some emotional maturity. I've seen her do that so many times. She'll get, something will go against her, and she slammed the ball down, right? I mean, Alyssa Thomas and Duana Bonner were pleading with her to control yourself. And she just has those moments in games. I've seen her, get frustrated and then just hack somebody. It's like, come on. You're a grown woman. She's gotta, she's such a good player, but she's gotta work on that. You can't have that happen. You gotta find some emotional maturity in those situations. I mean, hopefully she will for Phoenix's sake. But, there were just too many times where they came down, they'd have six, they were up like, I want to say it was like 66 to 47 or something. Or 49. And like the next three plays, one pass, someone would take a three. It was like, work the ball. That's what got you this lead. And then they just, they would do that. And then that gave the Aces the opportunity to just come right in. And then Kalia Copper was pretty well non-existent in the second half. She'd hit 5 threes. And then, like, she was out on the court and everything, but not too much to speak from her in the second half. And I'm not sure. I mean, I'll have to rewatch the game, but she was, she was out there, but she wasn't really contributing, especially, defensively she was, because she was on Jackie Young. And that's a hard matchup. And she definitely kept Jackie Young from, going off scoring and stuff. But there were some matchups that, like, Duana Bonner was guarding Dana Evans. That's almost a foot. And instead of posting her, there was a couple times where she was trying to post her, but I don't know why she just didn't go right on the block, stand there and go, just throw it up. You don't even have to post. Just stand there, throw the ball up high, turn around and shoot it. There's no way Dana Evans could even touch that. You could see a little bit that they, but then she was guarding her. And I'm like, well, what are you guarding her for? Like, why don't you guard A'ja Wilson? You're closer in height. I don't know, just questions on matchups there a little bit. I don't know. But in the Aces left Dana Evans on Duana Bonner defensively. I thought, like, what are you doing that for? But, Phoenix didn't take full advantage of that. There was a couple times where they did, but not as much as you'd think. Like, oh my God, I would have just put her right on the block. Just go plant yourself on the block. We're going to work the ball around and then throw it to you, and you could easily put it in. Every time, I would have went to that every single time. Every single time until they switched it. That's an easy shot for Duana Bonner. She didn't even have to jump. Like, just turn around, grab it, put it up. I don't know. Okay, well, I'm going to look at the stats. I haven't looked at any stats yet. I know Phoenix had more turnovers, and that was, they were, there was a couple passes that Akoa Makani made that was like, oh, what are you doing that for? And then Alyssa Thomas tried to force it into the lane and got it stolen. Those were a couple of them, but mainly it was, they had the lead and just not passing the ball around. And then Jewel Lloyd and Dana Evans just kept hitting threes and hitting their shots, and it kept the Aces close enough, and then they were able to close it out. So let's have a look at the stats here. Okay, so on the summary, it shows, excuse me. So first quarter, 21-21. Then Phoenix took a little bit of a lead into the second. They had, it was 50-45, so 29-24 in the second. And then it was even in the third. Vegas outscored Phoenix by 1 point, 22-21. But then the Aces outscored them 22-15 in the fourth. So points in the paint were even. Fast break points were pretty even. Biggest lead. Phoenix had a 9-point lead at one time. I think that might have been what I was referring to earlier, that 66, I think it was 66-47, which would make sense because that would have been the 9 points. but that was as big as it got. But bench points, usually Phoenix is the one using their bench, but between Jewel Lloyd and Dana Evans, 41-16. That's huge. Just huge. So the Aces played a really clean game, 5 turnovers. And Phoenix had 12. They got 20 points. The Aces got 20 points off those turnovers, and Phoenix only got 10 off the 5 that they got. So let's have a look at the shooting percentages. It was pretty close. Phoenix actually outshot them 47-45%. They also outshot them 3-point percentage 38.9-33. So, boy, those turnovers hurt them. They really hurt them. That's 10 more points off turnovers. Just too bad. Too bad. But when they split it up here between the starters and the bench. So you put the starters in. Phoenix's starters field goal percentage 58-39 over the Aces. 3-point shooting percentage 52-15. But then you look at the bench and it's like the opposite. Bench wise, 54% to 26% for Vegas versus Phoenix. And then 3-point shooting percentage was 50-23. Just crazy. They gave player of the game to A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson was not the reason they won this game. I don't know why you're giving that. You would give player of the game to A'ja Wilson. It was Dana Evans should have been the player of the game. Hands down. Dana Evans was the reason they won this game. Okay, let's see here. So, A'ja Wilson had 21 points. She had 10 rebounds. She was 7 for 16, 7 for 9 from the foul line. Jackie Young had 10 points. She had 5 assists. She was 3 for 13. So she struggled in this game. And that's where Jewel Lloyd and Dana Evans came in, because they picked up the slack where Jackie Young would usually get those points. So Nalissa Smith had 4 points. She was 2 for 2. She had 6 rebounds. Chelsea Gray had 8 points. She had 10 assists, 7 rebounds. She was 2 for 7. Didn't shoot particularly well. Like, the Aces starters did not really shoot that well. I mean, Nalissa Smith did, but she only took 2 shots. So Jewel Lloyd, 18 points. She was 8 for 16. She was 50% from the floor, 2 for 7 from 3. She had 4 rebounds. Gustafson had a hoop. And then Dana Evans, she was 8 for 13. She shot 61% from the floor. She was 5 for 6 from 3. Why they didn't give her play of the... I mean, not that it really matters, but she was the player of the game. I mean, it was really clear. 21 points for Dana Evans. Just fantastic. And then you had Kia Stokes come in for the last... She came in for that last play and kept Kalia Copper from getting the 3 off. So, you know, that's a role player. Did what she was supposed to do. So Phoenix had 5 players in double figures. But like I'm saying, those turnovers just killed them. Just really hurt them. Sabally, 19 points. She was 6 for 12, 3 for 7 from 3, 4 for 4 from the foul line. And then Alyssa Thomas, she had 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 15 points. But she had 5 turnovers. Those were she just was forcing it into the key, and they were stripping her. She was 7 for 10, so she shot well. Natasha Mack, 4 points. She had 4 rebounds. She was 2 for 3. Kalia Copper had 21 points. So, but I'd have to look, but that was pretty much in the first half. Maybe a little of the third quarter, but she kind of disappeared there for a while scoring-wise. I don't know if I can find where they break that down where, you can see how many points she got in each quarter and stuff. But I don't see it here on the site. But she definitely didn't seem noticeable later in the game as far as offensively. But she shot really well. She was 5 for 9. There you go. She hit those 5 in the first half, and then no more 3-pointers after that. Akol Makani, 11 points. She was 3 for 6. She had 3 turnovers. She had 2 steals, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. She's a rookie. Those things are going to happen. Overall she played good though. She just had those couple of it was like 3 really bad passes. Like I could see it from the camera. Oh, that's getting stolen. Just not good decisions. But she'll learn from them. That's what happens when you're a rookie. Sammy Whitcomb had 6 points. She hit 2 3-point shots. She was 2 for 8. She only took 3-point shots, and happy to see she hyperextended her knee. Nalissa Smith fell back into her, and you could see her knee hyperextend, but she was able to come back in the game, and she was okay. I did that once. It was, ugh. And the best thing to do is just get back in there, because if you get stiff, she may not feel so good tomorrow if it's anything like what I experienced. DeWanna Bonner, 10 points. She had 8 rebounds. She was 2 for 7 though. Not 28% from 3, and she was 4 for 13 overall. And like I said, she had Dana Evans on her. She should have just camped out right there on the box and just turned around and shot it. That's almost like having Brittany Griner. Just put her down there, turn around and shoot it. Throw the ball up high. But they didn't do that. Maybe they will try that next time those things happen. But I don't know. We'll see. So Vegas gets game 1. They are now leading 1-0. And we'll have game 2 in Vegas. And then after that, we will go to Phoenix. So, in any 7-game series, if you are the away team, you want to steal one of these. You want to get one of them in Vegas. And, and then Vegas, on the other hand, if Vegas can get one in Phoenix, if they win both of these, they're going to try and at least get one in Phoenix, because then you have home court advantage. And if it goes all the way to 7, all you got to do is hold home court. And if you can steal one of those away games, one thing to keep in mind, the Aces did beat the Mercury all three out of the 4 times they played. The Mercury have looked good so far in the playoffs, but, they can't do what they did tonight. Chances of Dana Evans and Jewel Lloyd going off like they did in this game, maybe, maybe not in the next game, but we'll see. So it ought to be pretty exciting. This is going to be, one of those. I thought we were going to go to overtime, and Alyssa Thomas missed those 2 free throws right at the end of the game there, which that could have, if she had just hit one, could have went to overtime. But there was quite a few missed free throws now that I think of it. For both teams. Asia Wilson missed a couple. Nalissa Smith missed, I think she missed 4. So you got to do a little foul shooting maybe tomorrow or something. Get a little more practice on the foul line. But I don't know. Congratulations, Aces. You get game 1. And it ought to be another barn burner on Sunday. Sunday it'll be at 3 o'clock Eastern Time and 12 noon here on the West Coast. So anyway, that's a wrap on this one. Appreciate it if you can hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you next time.